everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 677. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And Barry is off tonight. They're taking some time off to kind of chill and relax. So, it's all good. And hey, guess it's back. It feels good to be back on the old podcast, I guess,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has been a little bit.
Yeah, just a scooch. All right, so now that we got that out the way, how is everybody doing tonight?
I'm very tired.
Yeah? I'm very annoyed about work, but I kind of calmed down a lot about that, so it is what it is about. So, how about you, Mako-chan? Mako-chan.
Hello.
Yes, we hear you. We just want to know if you do. Yeah, how are you feeling tonight?
I said, eh.
Oh, we didn't hear that. Apologies.
I will have to try and move my microphone closer.
I think it's time we upgrade that little mix box.
No, I have to figure out where I'm putting everything now that I rearrange the office.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
I will be seeing it this weekend, so I'll be able to help you. Well, at least the speakers are still good.
I just set them up today.
No, that's nice. Are they on your personal or on your work one?
Desk.
Are they on your personal machine or your work machine?
Personal machine.
I actually went out and bought speakers for my work laptop.
Well, one of the I don't know if I think it's one of the monitors actually has speakers attached.
Yeah, most HDMI monitors have speakers attached to them built in, but they're not that powerful. But if you're like in a small office, it kind of works in a pinch.
Well, considering it's right next to my regular computer, if I need to play anything during work, I'll just play it on my regular computer.
And there you go.
My head still works just fine.
Yeah, see, I actually have like this really nice Edifier headset. I mean, the quality on this is really good for $50. So it's Bluetooth and it's synced to my work laptop and my work phone. So if someone calls the desk, if someone calls my phone, I can just hit the button and picks up the call. It'll automatically switch over, which is really great. But I also have the speakers because what I usually do, like on Thursday evenings, and some Fridays when my side office is dead, I just queue up a J-pop or anime or 80s playlist. I just play it. I keep it nice and low where I can hear it quite well. So, like if I walk away and I go maybe 2 desks down, and it's like doesn't sound all that well, then I know it's at a good volume. But if the whole area is empty, and I know when I walk in, the ceiling lights are off. They're sensors. So
They're based on motion.
Yeah, motion sensor. Yeah. So if nobody's over there by 10 o'clock, I am blasting my music. Not blasting, but it's enough. It's enough for me to be happy and contained till the lights come on. And I'm thinking, who the fuck went over there? Then I realized housekeeping was walking by to collect dishes and cups and stuff, and motion sensors activate yet again. So, anywho, now we got that out the way. First things first, we're back after a 3-week hiatus. 2 of those weeks was me being in Japan for my birthday, and last week I just got back. I just wanted to kind of chillax, relax, and just, then bring everything together. But I can see during the 2 weeks I was in Japan, there's been a lot of fucking con drama. I'm like, god damn.
I hadn't been paying attention to that. I was focused on other things.
And I get that. I'll just say this real quick and we will move along. During my 2 weeks of being out of the country, a fight broke out at Anime Boston. A con goer fought a staffer.
What next? What else?
At Colossal Con, a bunch of people were scammed out of like $20,000.
From the convention or just some rogue individual?
A rogue individual offering crash space.
Ouch.
But I will, from my understanding, this is not the first time she's done this.
She scammed people before.
Yes! Your expression tells it all. And I have to say,
did she reveal that was her, like, after the fact, to, like, pull off the friggin' mask like that? Like,
she didn't.
What now, bitches?
She didn't have to pull the mask off. Everybody grouped together because when they got to the con looking for her and she wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, as fucked up as it is, in a way, I kind of respect that hustle. In a way. I mean, I personally, with as twisted as my family is, I could pull something like that. Unless I was down and out, I would probably, but at the same time, I don't think I can see myself doing it. You know?
I see what you mean.
And then on top of that, the same asshole that was banned from DerpyCon and ZenkaiCon got a free pass at Thigh Geekdom Con.
Oh boy.
And check this out. And as people complained, the convention was like, well, he has autism. Cut him some slack. But the guy has a history of harassing and stalking women. But he has autism, so leave him alone.
That doesn't make it excusable.
That's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. And on top of that, they allowed him to come back, provided he had somebody to walk with him around to keep him in check.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It only lasted less than an hour. And then a cosplayer is accusing two of the cosplay judges of being racist and ableist, all because she missed her call time to check in for the masquerade. Yeah. After all of that, I was like, well, shit, I should have stayed an extra week. But anywho, let's get back down to business here. So we're live tonight, week of June 10th, 2025, right here on Twitch TV. We're live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And damn, where does the time go? We're halfway through the year.
Mm-hmm.
January, blink, June. What happened? You'll always find us here on Twitch at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And you can always find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. They kick things off on Sunday with the Bobby Blackwolf Show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And come hang out in our Discord, VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel. So come through and hang out and let us know what you think. And also, just in case, like I said, this is our new setup for right now. I have everything running on one monitor. I have a second monitor here, but I have to find the power cord and the stand, which I think is in a box over here. And then I can throw the Discord screen to the second monitor. So if you see any screen flipping as we're doing the show, let me know that I can try to make some adjustments. But if you're listening to if you're listening through the podcast, you ain't gotta worry about that. So now that we got that out the way, let's kick things off with how was your week? How was your day? Ari.
It's mostly been work-related stuff. I know
Mm.
it's hasn't been anything all that fun.
I feel you on that.
Being on afternoon or overnight shifts has really been a pain. Especially one night when I was unsure of, well, I was convinced I was on a different shift than the one I was actually on, and went to bed at a normal time, and then got a call at 1:30 in the morning asking me why I wasn't at work.
Oops.
Fucking oops, indeed. I mean, obviously they knew that it was an honest mistake, and it's not like I was just decided like, fuck this, I'm not going to work. No,
Right.
I'm not calling her anything. Like a lot of other people do.
It's like you have one shift, the same shift for 1 week, and then it changes to another shift the following week, right? Yeah. It happens. It's sort of like like there was a time when I worked.
The worst thing that happened to me is that I got a consultation with my boss, and I didn't get paid that day. So, not that big of a deal.
See, for us, if we're late like that, we have to put it in as PTO.
Yeah, well, there's only you can't like put in for a personal day on the same day as the day you want to take off. That's a new thing that they started.
No, it's more like if you show up late, whatever, like if you show up at 10 o'clock, you have to put the first hour as PTO.
I gotcha.
Yeah, at least you still get paid for your 40 hours, but if you do overtime, it doesn't count towards OT. You have to actually work 40 hours, so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the bumbling aside on with that, my 5-year anniversary at work at my current position is coming up in the middle of July.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Including a pay raise, union mandated.
I think for me, I just celebrated 3 years with the company as a full-time employee. Thank you. And being with the company in general, I'm at the 3 2/3 mark. It'll be 4 years come October.
Yeah, but the pay bump will definitely be be good for me. Though tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment that I had to take off work for because there was no way I could miss it.
Did you get that?
I'm getting
Did you get that figured out?
Yeah, it's a EGD I'm getting done, which is basically what they're going to do is they're going to sedate me, and then they're going to run a camera tube down my throat all the way down into my intestines. That's part of the thing for the bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
One of the things I have to do. And the problem is, I can't drive to or from the place where it's going to get done because, I'm going to be sedated and they don't want me driving.
No, I totally understand that.
Granted, it's it's a policy for anyone who does that, not just, me. But just trying to find someone to drive me over there at the time, because and I didn't get the actual time of the appointment until like earlier today, because they said that they have to make sure that it's going to be codified, so if people cancel before that it had to bump me back forward. I was like, yeah, this is the kind of shit that makes it more difficult to find a way to get there. And they're like, yeah, I know. So I'm like, okay, it's...
So instead of bumping people like that, what they should do is keep the appointments as is, and if somebody cancels, they should contact somebody who has an appointment like 2 days ahead and see if they want to come in early or something like that. That's what they should be doing.
Well, there's a lot of things they should be doing, but
Yeah,
the
I
point
know.
is, I did find a buddy of mine, local to drive me over there.
Good.
Hmm The procedure itself will only take like 10 to 30 minutes, but
Hmm.
they're gonna like I might be at the place anywhere between 1 and 3 hours, depending on their backlog and whatnot.
Got you.
Oh, we should say it's actually like just the esophagus, like not down to the intestine, just like almost at the stomach.
At least have a good thing to have a good wide view lens on that bad boy. Hey, love you, buddy.
Yeah, have fun trying to find enough sedatives to keep me from panicking from having a fucking tube down my throat. I'm like, hey,
That's why they're gonna elephant trank your ass, and then you're gonna wake up and be like, "What happened? Why is my throat scratchy?" Oh, you crazy son of a bitches! You did it.
like, how are you feeling, Mr. Rockefeller? About that good, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how things have been going for me.
Gotcha. Okay, Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day? What have you been up to since the last show?
I started my new job.
Yay!
Hooray!
Very much yay. Still doing medical billing, but for a brand new company, and it's like night and day.
Mm.
This company is so much different, so much bigger, but a hell of a lot more organized.
That's
And I
good.
get to work from home, so
Even better. Yeah, and you sent pictures of the work equipment, and I was surprised. They sent you a desktop as opposed to a laptop.
people get laptops, some people get desktops. I think the people that are permanent work from home get desktops.
Oh, okay.
Lucky
Um,
you.
Yeah, the other half of the billing department is hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
One day in office, one day at home, and switch back and forth.
See, that explains for the laptop.
Weekends.
Yeah. See, that explains that, and that I totally get.
Yeah, so now it's just a matter of trying to reorganize everything because I have my new desk set up. I have two towers under it now, so I definitely have to rearrange some things to fit everything.
Two towers
Because
there.
expecting a tower, I was expecting a laptop.
So, two towers there. Oh, Frodo.
Yeah,
Funny.
not. I have now 3 monitors on this desk, 2 towers under it. I have 2 cameras. I have 2 headsets.
Wow, somebody has a mighty big EP.
Yeah,
So
and I
just
just the speakers for my regular desktop, so I have those on the desk now too.
just so you know, I was keeping this a surprise. So right at the end of the show, we're switching over to Mako-chan's stream, and she's gonna kick some ass in some Fortnite tonight after the show.
Uh, no.
That is the appropriate answer.
Yeah, 1, I'm not set up for that, and 2, I don't have that game. Sorry.
Just imagine if it was Borderlands, you would not leave.
No. If I was gonna sit down and play a computer game, I would be playing with some D&D characters.
I will say this: I have been sinking a lot of time into Schedule 1.
Yeah, I have the demo of that. I'm gonna play that and see if I like it, and then I will probably end up downloading that one.
What is
It's
schedule?
a lot of fun. They just released a new patch with a bunch of updates and the QOL fixes, and it actually supports multiplayer.
What is
Yeah.
Schedule 1?
Couple of
Schedule
streams.
1 is where you're a dude.
Hilarious.
It's where you're a dude who's just a small-time drug dealer.
Mm.
You're growing your own weed, making your own meth, and your own coke and whatnot. Eventually,
So that's why
And you
Mako-chan wants the demo.
But
I
seriously,
get it.
it's a lot of fun. Once you get once you get the drugs made, you can actually like mix them with things, like for like different effects. Like, one of them is you get things like chili peppers and makes them spicy, which means someone who smokes it, they start burning it. They start bursting into flames. There's athletic, which means they run faster. Calorie dense, which means they get fat. Explosive means that like 20 seconds after smoking it, they explode and die. And
That's
some of the
wild.
ingredients include things like cuke, Coke spelled with a U. Viagra, you can guess what that is. And ethically sourced horse semen. I am not joking.
Yeah, there are some really weird mix-ins with that.
I'm
And the
done.
effect that it gives is long-faced, which means your head just, expands like that a bit.
And on that note, we'll see you everybody next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
We've been on 10 minutes and I broke up. Yes.
You have your ethically sourced horse.
It could be worse.
Oh God.
It could be unethically sourced.
Oh God. What is wrong with you people?
We don't have all night to go into that.
I know that's right. Oh God. And then go to our chat room here, Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. The Sky Luigi picking up pops in to say hi to us. Hey dude, glad you can make it. And CD Berry says he misses his desktop. Laptops with the disappearing ports make me upset. Yeah, bro, I kind of feel you. I mean, I have a Surface, and I have a dock for it to travel with. I actually have two. And I also have a tablet, which I realize the dock works with the tablet, so I'm covered with that. And at work, I went out and bought a dock to go with my work laptop to set everything up. This is a dock that retails for $150 that I just stumbled across on Amazon for $20.
Lucky you.
I know. And I keep going back, seeing if it's still $20. Nope. I must have gotten lucky that one time, so there is that. So, all right. So, anywho, my weekend day has been good. Like I said, for 2 weeks, I was in Japan. I'm going to get into that in a nice quick little 15-20 minute wrap up there. I don't have any pictures. I really didn't have time to really grab some of my good photos to share, but I will most likely be sharing all of my photos on my Facebook page. So I have them on Google Photos. That's one way or another, because I wasn't taking my camera to Japan to take pictures with. I have my phone. That's plenty. And I realized that my new S25 shoots at 50 megapixels, which I think is kind of overkill. And I'm like, let me take a couple shots at 50. Yeah, I can't do different sizes and zoom. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it at 12 megapixels and call it a day. So I think that is perfectly fine. So there is that. We're going through work reviews at work, and so there is that. So, and that's basically the long and short of everything. So I'll give you some housekeeping notes here. Let me pull up the list. Podcast VODs are available on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Anime Jam Session. VODs are available Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what's up with Fans View Friday. I have to reach out to Wisteria VT. She we'll usually have a list. I'm gonna ping her, see if we can know what's up with the next 2 or 3 shows, so we can let y'all know. But still, she does on Friday on her channel, she picks a convention covered by the late great Kevin Lillard and talks about the con, the photos he took, and then some. So it's perfect if you're an older cosplayer or con goer and you happen to be at that con, pop in the chat and talk. And this weekend is KamehaCon, so me and Mako will be bumming through there on Saturday to hang out, take pictures, and have a good time. Friends of the show will be there, like Kyle Abear, so I got him something nice while I was in Japan. I got him a couple things, so there is that. And the next part is a Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show we talk more about the geekier aspects of our life and stuff that we have been up to. So, what you been up to there, Ari?
Aside from the work-related stuff, you remember a while ago when I forget what it was. We were talking about Funko Pops, and it got to the thing about us being Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Well,
shit. You've popped yourself.
Yep. It's been in the. I had it for about a month and a half now. I haven't taken it out the box. So let's take a closer look at it. Looks mostly like me. I couldn't find a short sleeve coat, a short sleeve shirt to go with the vest. But the beard and the hair are still pretty nice, I think.
That is nice.
And yeah, just something else to stick on my shelf.
There you go.
So and it says you are one of one, which is nice because if it was 1 in a million, we're like, oh, good. So there's like 8,000 plus more of me running around. That's fucking nightmarish. No, some people can't stand the one of me that's around.
Oh, what are you talking about? We love you.
Almost forgot to put the front cover back on.
All right, Mako. I see you got into some Lego flowers.
Yeah, these, I think I've probably shown them before. But
I don't
these
think I've seen
flowers
these.
that I had made and brought to work with me that were on my desk. And since my new office is going to have shelves with nothing but Legos and brick builds and things like that, I figured I would show them off before I end up fixing everything and putting it away.
Gotcha. At my job on one of the shelves, I have a Lego Hulkbuster sitting up there because I saw it at CVS for like $15, and I know I've told this story before. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna save $2-3 and order it off of Amazon, and so I did. Spent like 20 minutes sitting there at my desk assembling it and putting it up on the shelf next to the mini DDR machine and stuff like that. So that was fun times. All right, so I have a lot of shit to show off for Geek Roundtable, but I'm not gonna.
I said, of course you do.
But unfortunately, due to my living situation, which is not that bad, it's more like I don't have room to show all of it all off. I have a couple things. I am keeping a couple things here I will show off later on the show throughout the month, the year, the summer, or something like that. I have a bag of figurines in my closet here, which is going to go into my storage, unfortunately, because I don't have anywhere else to put it for the time being. But I do have this. Well, one thing that's really great about Japan is the myriad of Kit Kats that you can buy. Unfortunately, the Kit Kat Chocolatery closed down. All 3 of their locations. But what's interesting is that if you go to Don Quixote, you can basically find all of the flavors in Japan, plus exclusive flavors. I didn't buy any exclusive flavors because they wanted 499 yen, which is like $4. Whereas the normal bag of Kit Kats are now 300 yen, which is about 280, 275. I might also say 3 with tax, because one thing that's cool about Japan is when you see something priced, you'll see
They don't do the whole sales tax thing like we do.
Yeah, they do.
It's built into the price.
No.
Huh?
Not really. You'll see the price tag, you'll see the price on the shelf, and then you'll see another price underneath it or next to it in parentheses. And it'll either be the price with or without tax. This is how you know that what the price is with tax is the higher price of the two. So you know exactly what you're spending when you put everything together, which is kind of cool. So, while I was in Japan, I went and picked up a bag of Kit Kat Gold.
Ooh. What kind are those?
Caramel.
Nice.
I accidentally bought 2 bags of them and took 1 bag to work, and the people enjoyed it. I actually have a couple of bags of candy and chocolate at work, and it's just there. I will probably nibble on it here and there and share it with people as I go through things. So, anywho, now that we got that out the way, let's talk about my trip to Japan. Now, before I get into my trip, here's some tidbits you may need to know. If you're going to go, plan about 10 months out in advance. That way you can get the best deals on flights. Once you've done that, take a list of all the medications that you take and contact the health ministry. Because if your medication is a controlled substance, you cannot have it in Japan without a waiver. So that way they can say what's good and what isn't, and if you need a waiver or not. Because once you have that waiver, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. And make sure you keep your medication in the actual containers that they're in instead of like a Ziploc or one of those little caddies. Better safe than sorry. And if you're doing multiple cities, when you switch to the next city you're in, take that day to go through your stuff and do laundry and other things and relax, and then move along. Best thing to do is when you're traveling to a new city, 3 to 4 days tops is all you basically need. Unless you're in central Tokyo, then you need about 5. So, anywho, I went to Japan for my 47th birthday. Fuck it. That's my 47th. Why not? And CC Graywitch wanted to come along, so I said, as long as you got the money, I don't care. So the 2 of us went. So we spent 4 days in Akihabara. We got there, relaxed, went out for dinner, and came back, relaxed. And then we went out and we kind of went out, quote unquote, shopping. Now, one of the things I do is I think like I'm at a convention. I see it here, I mark it on my list, and I come back to it later. Like there is one figurine I have. Somebody was selling it for 6,500 yen, which is about $60, less than $60. Like I'd say $30, $35. And I found it somewhere else for 3,000 yen. Then I found it for 2,700 yen. Then I found it again for 2,400 yen. And then at Nakano Broadway, I found it for 1,680 yen, brand new in the box. And I'm gonna tell you something about when you go and figure hunting shopping in Japan. Figures are cheap. Expect to spend 3 times less on the figure. So just as how you know you're getting a good deal on the figure that you're looking for. If the figures that you're buying at a convention are within the $30 to $35 range, that's a really good deal. $35 to $40 range, maybe, depending on the figure. Then you have the more expensive ones, which are like the 4-foot tall, like bare leg bunny figures that go for $200 and $300, which is about the same in Japan. So, anyhow. We went out, did a little shopping, and I checked stores for figures that I was looking for. And then I went up and we went shopping and I bought a few. We ended up going to Nakano Broadway where mistakes were made.
What kind of mistakes?
Um, I bought about $200 worth of figures that day, and that was about 10 figures, give or take. Because I went shopping at this one stop called Little Anime House or Little Anime Shop, and the guy goes, if I go to his other shop, I can get 200 yen off anything I buy. And I saw a Marin Kitagawa figure, and I bought it, not realizing I had just bought it from the Lunching Bang shop not even 10 minutes ago, because I did not see the full figure. But it's okay. The duplicate is going to a friend who is a big My Dress Up Darling fan, and also staff member. So there is that. One of the things that we did, well, Ari, you probably won't be too big on this. We went to the Tsukiji fish market.
Yeah, I understand.
I have never had fresh sushi like that before in my life. It was delicious. And I think one of a red letter moment for me was eating a large king crab leg that was grilled or roasted with lemon on it and a beer. And I'm talking the type of beer can when you pull the pull tab, the entire top lid comes off and it's like an actual cup. That was awesome.
Cool.
Then we went to Team Labs, which is a really fun interactive museum. One of them is water where you're walking through water, and there are these lights where you see the fish running around and stuff like that. And that was cool. There's a section called, I think, Garden or Forest, where there's nothing but orchids, and you learn that orchids can grow basically anywhere. So they're upside down, and there's like, you see the root of one orchid plant, and then there's another bunch of orchids growing out of that and so forth, which is kind of cool. And when you get close to them, they go up and they go down. It's like on these rope rails, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There was one where you walked in a section where there's all these lights. Well, it's not lights. You look at the walls, and you see like all the like light characters, like a jungle, and you see animals running around and stuff. That was really fun. After that, we went to Diver City, where we did see the Uber Gundam on display. It wasn't no Death Scythe, but it'll do. And we went trolloping through the mall there, which was nice. I didn't really get a chance to try like quote unquote American food there, like McDonald's and this and that. I did try Moss Burger. It was good. I did not get a chance to try Burger King as I wanted to because they had the creamy Whopper and the Mexican Whopper, and I wanted to try those. But that's next time.
I'm sorry, the what?
They have what's called the creamy Whopper and the Mexican Whopper. I took a picture of that. It's in the gallery.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's there. If I find, I actually have the picture on my phone. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
So after all of that, we actually did a tour, a ramen tour, which was really cool. So we tried different types of ramen, and one I like to call Italian ramen. The broth is pesto based, and it comes with Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese topping. It was really good.
Definitely sounds good.
Yeah. We also tried. Now I've had curry ramen before. This was CC Gray, which is first time trying it, and she enjoyed it. And there was also broth free curry ramen, where it's just they just marinated the noodles and everything in curry, which was really good. And then later that night, I hooked up with Evan from Boston Bastard Brigade. And so y'all who don't know, he actually moved out there about 3-4 years ago, and he's an English teacher there. And I hung out with him. He got me into this concert. It was a couple of local bands, and it was fun. A couple of his friends were DJing, and they were playing a lot of anime music, and we were singing and dancing along with it. There is video of me dancing around, bopping around. I was having really good fun with that. And really good highballs. Highball is a type of alcoholic drink. It's basically like a whiskey sour with a shot of lemon in it, more or less. And what's great is the drinks there are a little bit pricey, but you don't pay. There's no tip. Like instead of paying $5 for a beer and dropping a $3 tip, you're just paying $8 for the beer and you're calling it. Now we didn't stay out too long because CC was getting a little tired, and also in Japan the trains do not run all night. So if you miss the last train, you are hot footing it to a hotel or something like that. That's what's gonna happen. So we made it back, and after that we went to Kyoto. Now we went to Gion. We did see a couple of geckos. We did a walking tour of Gion, which was nice, and we were able to walk through one of the largest temples there, which was fun. And then we did I think it was called a makinkai, kisenkai. I forget what it's like, a 10-course meal, and it was really nice. And one thing about Kyoto is that where we were, I guess, like I said, we were like 10-15 minutes walking from Gion, and most of the anime shops were like within like a 2, 3, 4 block walking distance, which was great. As opposed to when you're in Tokyo, there's all these prefectures where you travel to find stuff. Like, yes, when we were in Akihabara, I found a lot of Ranma 1/2 stuff at the Don Quixote. But if you go to the other donkeys, all you're going to do is find mostly is Pokemon and Hello Kitty stuff. Go to the one in Akihabara, you're going to find Pokemon. Oh, no. Outside of the Akihabara one, you'll find Pokemon, Hello Kitty, Gundam, and figure arts, but it's popular stuff. You go to Akihabara Donkey or Don Quixote, you'll find that. You'll find Ranma 1/2, the Quintessential Quintuplets, Attack on Titan, Windbreaker. You'll find a lot of different titles because it is Akiba. So now Kyoto was fun. I went out and had breakfast at a local bakery, like breakfast spot, which was nice. I hit up the Nintendo Kyoto store, which was fun. And one of the things that was interesting is I found an Animate store. Now, one thing about Japan, 9 times out of 10, if there's a specific store you're looking for, it's within a mall. If it's not within a mall, it's within a store within a store. Now, we've all been there. Have you, like nowadays, if you go to Best Buy, they have a Apple store within the Best Buy, and there is a Samsung Galaxy store within Best Buy, and there are people running it. Whereas here, like, I went up to the 6th floor of this shopping mall. It was like a Macy's, and up there was the Nintendo Kyoto store. But on the 4th floor was a large Animate store within there. And I saw a lot of rare and cool stuff. I bought a couple of things out of there. We did some decent shopping. We did shabu shabu. It was CC's first time doing it. We went to this food hall and we had good times with that. Then we went to Osaka, where they have their version of Akihabara called Denden Town. And I went there. And when I was there last, there weren't as many anime shops. And when I got there, I was like, where did these shops come from? Did I not know that these were there, or did they pop up in the last year and a half? Which is how I was able to secure a rare but a little expensive Yohane figure, which I'm glad I picked up, because the conversion rate, it ran me about $135. If I bought this figure 2 years ago when it first came out, it would have ran me $250. And that's with the shipping. So that was great, and that was fun. While we were in Osaka, we did a food tour of Dotonbori, which is really nice. Dotonbori is like a small neighborhood, and there are streets within streets. If you're one of those people who like to explore down small streets and look for food, this is the thing for you. Also, Dotonbori is basically Times Square around the time Rudy Giuliani was mayor of New York City.
Before he went crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
We went to the Sailor Moon Petite pop-up shop. I didn't get just to go to America Mura, which is like America Town. I have a couple of friends who've gone there, but I did not get a chance to go this time around. But going through Denden Town was pretty fun. And one thing that kind of sucked was we got there early, and I think one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to go to this ramen shop that I went to when I was in Osaka last time. When I went in, I had a beef ramen bowl, and he gave me stickers to post on the map where I was, and I couldn't find it. That place is gone. I'm going to have to go through my history and see where it was, because I know I walked past it, but it was a different store in there. So that's fine. I did pick up some ramen. I did order some ramen while I was out there. Some of the ramen shops, what you do is some of them, you go to a machine and you punch in what you want and you print it out and you hand them the ticket and they just fix the ramen the way they want to, the way you want it to be done, which is really nice. I like that. But there are some restaurants that do have English menus and stuff. So also there are some places that you would think that is all Japanese. No, they do have English menus. You have to ask. And if they don't, that's what Google Translate is for. So we made it all the way that down, and then we decided to come back up. We hit Nagoya. My friend Cheyenne lives out there, and I hung out with her the last time I was in Japan, and I said, next time I come through, I'm coming to your neck of the woods. So we had for a day and a half, she hung out with us, and she took us to her weeb neighborhood. I think it's called Cannon Road or something like that, and it's really nice. I picked up a... What did I pick up? All right, I picked up a kimono, which was nice, and I picked up a couple of jinbeis. Now, if you don't know what a jinbei is, a jinbei is an outfit it comes with shorts that come down to your knees, and a top that's kind of like a martial arts top, like a gi top. If you ever seen My Dress Up Darling, you see what Gojo wears. That's a jinbei, and I've been wanting one ever since. So I found a couple at Don Quixote, but it wasn't in my size because I need like a 3L. And while we were there, after we came out of the kimono shop, there was a spot right there, and I bought two. And now that I know where that is, I may ask Cheyenne to check it every so often for different colors and patterns and be like, yeah, can I get these? We also stopped in for pizza. We went to an award-winning Japanese pizzeria. On the wall, you see all the awards he won for pizza making in Italy. I thought that was really cool. And the pizza was really good. One of the things they tell you about Nagoya is their chicken wings. And I had their chicken wings. If you ever had Old Bay wings, and if you like Old Bay wings, you're going to enjoy these. So there is that. So then after that, we came back to Shinjuku and we stayed there. And we stayed in the Godzilla Hotel. But we could not go out to the patio area to take pictures of the Godzilla head because of the weather. But
that sucks.
Yeah, but I did stop off at Shinjuku Ale, and I had like this white ale beer, and it was really delicious. After that, I was like, you know what? I want some curry. So I'm looking up curry spots on Google Maps. I'm like, I don't want to walk 3-4 blocks. I happened to check a couple of like Family Marts and Lawson's, see if they had like something that's microwavable, but they didn't. I happened to come out of a Lawson's, and I turned the corner. I'm around the corner from the hotel. There is a curry shop right there, and they had pork rib curry. So I got that. It was a little spicy, and it was great. But now, one of the things that me and Cece were eating almost every night were these ice cream sandwiches. Now, I found out about them through somebody else's Facebook reel. Think of the ice cream cone, not the sugar, not the waffle cone, the original like cones that you get at the ones where you buy 10 to a box, you pull them out the box.
Cake cones.
Yeah, cake cones. 6 are damaged. Imagine that in a waffle style, and inside is a layer of vanilla ice cream, and then a layer of chocolate, like a chocolate bar. Another layer of vanilla ice cream, and the cake top and the cake waffle style on top, like a sandwich. Think of it as like a filled vanilla ice cream waffle. It was so delicious.
Yeah, it does sound good.
It was. Now, I'll tell you this. There are tons of convenience stores out there. And they're called conveniences not because of the price, but because of it's right there. So you can go grab what you need. Especially if you don't want to go all the way up to Don Quixote. And that's basically the long and short of the trip. Did I have a great time? Yes. Were there some issues here and there? Yes. It's mostly me because I've never really traveled that far with somebody else. So there was a bit of a clash between me and Cece, but we still got it to work nonetheless. It's more like I'm there for merchandise, food, culture. She's there for food, culture, merch, or culture, food, merch, depending on where we're going. So there is that. And one thing that sucked is I didn't miss out on hanging out with a couple of friends that moved out there. So I'm seriously thinking about going out there in October of next year. Probably after AAC. Hell, I might even do November, right before the weather gets a little cold. Because actually, when I went out there in December, it wasn't bad. I was walking around with my hoodie, and the weather was nice. It's just that when I got up into the mountains, that's when I had to have the jacket on top of the hoodie. But it wasn't so bad. But overall, I had a great time. Definitely 10/10 will do again.
Glad you had
And
fun.
thank you. Like I said, there are a few photos up on my Facebook page, Instagram, Threads, Mastodon, and Blue Sky. I just posted a few photos earlier today. I will post a couple more this week, and then I'll get back into finishing posting cosplay photos from Zenkai Con, and you'll start seeing some from Kamea Con. That's that. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into some news tonight. We don't have a lot in the ways of news, and we are going to run a little late because we were basically playing 3 weeks of catch up here. So I'm sorry. And now that we got that out the way, Ari, what's going on with WebToon?
Let's see. Naver WebToon introduces stricter hate speech guidelines after controversy.
Ooh.
In response to mounting criticism over hate-filled content, Naver WebToon announced on May 29th it'll introduce its revamped content and community guidelines aimed at preventing discriminatory or offensive material, and this will take place on June 30th. The move follows backlash over the amateur webtoon Otherworldly Pong Pong Man,
That sounds odd.
which was accused of containing misogynistic content and sparked a widespread boycott last year. The term Pong Pong Man carries misogynistic connotations in South Korea. Pong Pong is a widely used slang term for dishwashing detergent, and in this context, refers to a woman with a so-called promiscuous past who hides it and ends up with a kind and innocent man. The idea is that the man cleanses the woman much like detergent. This derogatory implication made the title of the webtoon Otherworldly Pong Pong Man controversial from the start, drawing strong backlash. The webtoon passed the first round of a public contest in October 2024 before being pulled amid public outrage. Previously, it applied operational rules only to serialized works and amateur webtoons under its Best Challenge and Challenge sections. Now the platform will monitor all user-generated content, including reader comments and creator homepage posts. Under the new policy, accounts responsible for posting inappropriate content may face restrictions. In addition, if hate-related content causes financial harm to a neighbor webtoon, the company may seek compensation. Inappropriate content includes content that promotes or justifies discrimination, use of hate symbols out of context, supportive, satirical, or glorifying depictions of traumatic events experienced by individuals, and graphic depictions of real-life tragedies that may disturb some readers.
Ooh.
In announcing the changes, Naver WebToon issued a renewed apology, although did not mention Otherworldly Pong Pong Man directly. So yeah, they're putting in the fuck around and find out phase. So good for them.
Hey, I look at it this way. everyone's had a checkered past. Most people have a checkered past one way or another, and some people have had a wild past. If they want to put it past them to live their life, do whatever, that's fine. It ain't your business to go digging into their past unless you think they're trying to pull some scam shit. But, just let it be. All right, Mako, what's going on in the wonderful world of Panty and Stocking? Oh, those good-for-nothing angels!
So, while the anime is set to return, it was announced that a new single will be coming out in August.
Ooh, nice.
So the opening and ending theme song for the new Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt will drop on August 6th and will feature 3 brand new tracks. Taku Takahashi from M-Flow
Yes.
previously announced to be returning as the show's music producer, collabs with returning EDM unit Teddy Lloyd for opening song Theme of New Panty and Stocking, quote unquote. Ashley and multilingual rapper EVP will feature on the track. In addition to the show's ending theme, which will be revealed at a later date, you can look forward to Teddy Lloyd's brand new track, Angels and Demons. Track is described as a mashup of Fly Away and Theme for Scanty and Knee Socks, which both featured in the previous series. The single will also include a long version of the opening theme, as well as instrumentals of the opening and ending.
Of course. I just like the fact that in the poster for New Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt, it says on the side, "The bitches are back." Oh wow! I'm kind of hyped for this.
Bitch.
What?
Like Panty's like, I lived, bitch.
You good for nothing angel. Gonna give me agita with your bullshit. All right, let's see what else.
Ended up getting most of the cast members back.
And the Japanese dub, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. I do hope Monica Rial and Jamie Markey do come back for the dub.
Yeah, so Panty Stocking, Garterbelt, Brief, Chuck, and Scanty are all going to be voiced by the same voice actors.
Chuck.
Knee Socks and Fastener will be replaced.
To think that the Anarchy Sisters have twink brothers. But given how they're doing this show, this anime, I'm not surprised by it. That
doesn't surprise me.
I think one is gay and one is non-binary or something like that. I'm just like, wow, y'all just going to town on this one, huh? I'm all for it. And speaking of all for it, looks like Toonami is back at it again. They're changing their lineup again. They're going to add Dragon Ball Daima, which I think is kind of cool, which I'm not surprised by it. I just hope this anime is not just 12 episodes. So what's going to happen is, starting June 14th, I believe is this Saturday. Yes. Dragon Ball Daima joins the Toonami lineup at 12:30 in the morning. So you're going to have Lazarus at midnight, Daima at 12:30, Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War at 1:15, Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga at 1:45, 2:15 One Piece, 2:45 Naruto, 3:15 Sailor Moon, and Cowboy Bebop at 3:45. No, there is no Cowboy Bebop. But if there is, we'd all stay up to 3:45 and watch it anyway.
And there's no Inuyasha either, which means we don't get to get woken up at 4 a.m. hearing the that sort of thing.
I think that happened to me at least once. Once. So the Dragon Ball Daima anime premiered on October 11th on a new anime programming block on Fuji TV, which is Fridays at 11:40 p.m., which is 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Crunchyroll started streaming the anime the same day. Netflix is also streaming it. The English dub is available on Crunchyroll, and it has the return of young Goku's original voice actress Stephanie Nadolny. The anime ran from October to February 28th. In this series, Goku, Vegeta, Bulma, Piccolo, and other characters throughout the series become younger than usual. However, this is different from the similar plot line in Dragon Ball GT, in which Goku reverts back into a kid at the end of the original series.
Yeah, the problem with the one in GT was his bad writing.
Yeah, and it's been retconned, thankfully. Or did they officially make that canon now?
I don't know, but it might just be alternate reality or something.
Because supposedly with Dragon Ball Super, GT was retcon, but with Daima, it became canon. Some shit. But so anywho, Goku and his friends travel to the demon realm to restore their bodies and rescue Earth's guardian Dende, who has been transformed into a baby. There they meet new allies and enemies. Although Daima does not mean anything, the kanji could be interpreted as evil in English. Seems legit. See what else do we have here. It goes right back to Ari with our last story of the night about Tom and Jerry.
The official YouTube channel Warner Brothers Kids starts streaming on May 26th an English trailer for Warner Brothers Japan's Tom and Jerry Goko short anime, teasing the anime that is coming soon to YouTube. It's described as, it's your favorite cartoon cat and mouse as you've never seen them before. Warner Brothers Japan premiered the anime in November 2022 and currently releases one short a month. Megumi Aratake voices Tom in the Japanese series. Aya Noakura voices Jerry, and Nana Kukumaki voices Tuffy, a cute little mouse that always wears a diaper. Fanworks is in charge of the animation production, and Studio Nanahoshi is credited for animation production assistance.
I will say, when I was in Japan, I saw a lot of Tom and Jerry merch, which was kind of surprising. I knew it was popular in Japan, but not this popular. Like, wow.
There are some Japanese, have you seen Tom and Jerry cartoons dubbed in Japanese?
No.
They're out there, and they're kind of strange. Obviously they keep in the screams and whatnot, but hearing Tom and Jerry scream, talking in Japanese is just like, what the fuck? It's just, it's just very, jarring.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like imagine watching The Simpsons in Japanese, or like Bob's Burgers or King of the Hill or something like that. I mean, when I was in Japan, not this time, but the time before that, when I was in Takayama, I had turned on the TV and I started watching I Dream of Jeannie, which was dubbed in Japanese. And I thought that was really cool. When we were at the airport, they had okay. What was that detective show from the 70s?
Which one?
All right, and he would always go, "Oh yeah, one
Columbo.
more thing." Yes, Columbo was dubbed in Japanese.
Interesting.
Yes, because we're both watching this, looking at it like, yo, what is? Oh my god, this is Columbo. She pointed out that it was Columbo. I was like, that explains why it looked so familiar.
Hang on. What is what's the Japanese equivalent of, oh yeah, one more thing?
That I don't know. But what was interesting is I had found a book off like a couple of blocks from the hotel I was staying at in Kyoto, and I was walking through there, and I actually saw, and one of the things that stuck out of my mind, because I'm listening to the podcast to it, is Full House, the complete box set. It was in there for sale. I thought that was interesting. Are you looking up? Oh yeah, one more thing.
I'm looking up I went from Tom and Jerry Japanese dub to Columbo Japanese dub.
And you found it, didn't you?
No, I'm just I don't want to, accidentally, flashbang you guys with words or something like that.
The way life
Try
has been for us, I don't think you could do that type of damage.
to. I don't know. Maybe I'll try looking at for something later.
Okay, cool. Well, now that we got that out the way, we're gonna kick things over to the reason why y'all stick around with us. Meanwhile, in Japan. All right, pick your stories.
I take the second one, I guess.
All right, Mako, which one do you want?
It doesn't matter to me.
I hate it when you do that. That means I have to sit there and decide on which story.
Yep.
You bitch.
Yep.
All right. I'll take the first story.
Okie dokie.
All right, let me cue up the music. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is supposed to be muted. This is supposed to... That's good. All right. I think this is the right one. So, anywho, we're going to talk about how Nagasaki police got into a high-speed chase with Nagasaki police.
Oh, God.
It's a police chase in the truest sense of the item. One day in February of this year, a patrol car belonging to the Nagasaki Prefecture Police was working a national highway with a speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour, which is 31 miles an hour. But a car tore past him at speeds well beyond the limit. The patrol car quickly went into pursuit, but other vehicles showed no sign of slowing down, clocked in at 102 kph, which is 63 miles an hour. Eventually, the car managed to shake off police, but not before the officers could take note of the license plate number, and much to their surprise, the license plate led them to another member of the same police force. Not only that, the camera video showed that the off-duty officer in her 20s had committed 13 violations of the Road Traffic Act, such as running a red light on that same day.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
That one story that popped up a while ago that said a group of undercover Detroit police officers posing as drug dealers tried to arrest another group of undercover police officers posing as drug buyers.
That sounds like a plot point in Super Troopers.
Super Troopers would never do something that dumb.
You don't say, meow.
Ball meow.
Do I sound like a kitty cat to you? Anywho, following the full investigation, the officer in question was handed down a 6-month, 10% pay cut by the Nagasaki Prefecture Police on May 1st, and her case was submitted to the prosecutor's office to determine if the criminal charges she's facing will be pursued. The officer told police that she was going home from visiting her parents during the holiday, and that I didn't notice the patrol car chasing me. I just wanted to get home and get some sleep. She also admitted to the charges and resigned on the same day. Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into this, but how do you not notice the patrol car chasing you? How do you not?
In America, it'd probably be something like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I was texting."
I mean, if she really didn't notice the sirens, the lights, and the person shouting over a megaphone for her to pull over, she must have been appeared as all F, you know? But the general...
Some self-absorbed motherfucker would be like, pull over, this is a police, pull over. And you're sitting like, oh god, what the fuck is this bitch yapping about?
Well, I mean, depending on what type of music she was listening to, it could have just been in the background.
You're killing me, Mako.
Well, it's not like she was listening to Fuck the Police. general netizens had a thing to say about that. Like, she's better off as a race car driver. I don't buy it. She clearly had something to hide that day. Don't the police have 3.5-liter V6 Crowns? What was she driving? She got away from a police car while doing twice the limit. What a waste of a good driver. It wasn't mentioned in the reports, but it ought to be more than simultaneous violations for to warrant her license being suspended, which means she'll have lots of time to play Mario Kart. But let's show our appreciation for the police in Japan who work tirelessly to keep us safe from other police in Japan. Which reminds me, fire trucks are ridiculously small, okay? They're slightly bigger than your car, Mako. I have to show you pictures. And also, most of the regular taxi cabs are Crown Vics. Anywho, it's on you, Ari.
A Kyoto man was arrested for forcing an appliance store clerk to shave his own head in apology.
Eh?
There have been a lot of reports of a growing problem of customer harassment in Japan, which can range from rude language to threats of physical violence. Perhaps because it appears in so many different forms, it's a difficult problem to tackle and only seems to be getting worse. See just how varied acts of customer harassment can get. Let's take a look at a recent arrest in Kyoto. A 49-year-old unemployed, really? I would never guessed. Man living in the Minami ward of Kyoto was picked up by police on suspicion of coercion, having forced the clerk at an electronics store to shave his head. The incident began on April 4th, where the suspect is said to have called an electronics store in the same ward to complain about the electric hair clippers he brought there that didn't work. He demanded that a new one be brought to his home, and the 42-year-old clerk agreed to do so. When arriving at the home with the replacement, the suspect is said to have shown his tattoos to the clerk, suggesting he's not so much unemployed as much as he is differently employed. The suspect then told the clerk, "If you're really sorry, shave your head. A repentance shave." And he said, "If you were in my gang, you'd do it right away." The clerk then shaved just the right side of his head using the new clippers he had bought and was made to clean up his own hair trimmings before leaving. A report was filed with the police who made the arrest. The suspect is said to have admitted to the charges, but I'm not sure if this counts as an admission. A quote, "If that's what the other guy said, then oh well." And in a chilling twist to the story, police found that the original clippers the suspect complained about were perfectly operational all along.
Well, shit.
Ugh, unbelievable.
Foul throw.
If that were me, just fucking kill me already. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's wild. All right, Mako, bring it home.
And thought it was kind of interesting. So it's always been suggested before that the use of VR devices could have a potential positive effect on eyesight, but it's largely been anecdotal evidence. However, a recent study done at Kwansei Gakuin University's Graduate School of Science and Engineering has shed a little bit of light on it. Their paper, presented at Interaction 2025, showed that playing a specifically designed VR game made significant improvements in vision under certain circumstances. Now, this was only a group of 10 people, so obviously it's not a huge study. But the 10 people without any, any crazy eye diseases play the game over 6 weeks at different intervals and measured the effect it had on their vision. The game was a simple target shooting in which players used their controllers to aim and shoot at circular targets that get pushed back further when they're hit.
Hmm.
This makes the players practice looking both up close and far into the distance. So even some participants playing as infrequently as once every 3 days showed improvement in vision compared to their ability before the study. More interestingly, the test subjects with moderate to severe myopia, which is short-sightedness, prior to the test saw a more significant improvement in line with their frequency of playing, but those with only mild short-sightedness did not see such impressive results. The reason for this is not certain, but one possible cause is pseudomyopia, which has the same symptoms as short-sightedness, but is caused by straining the eyes, often due to staring at screens too long. Now, this can actually progress into actual short-sightedness if untreated, but it is reversible with eye training, like alternating between staring up close and far away or looking at stereoscopic images.
Hmm.
So it's possible that the subjects who saw the biggest improvements were only having the pseudomyopia components of their bad eyesight reversed, whereas those with only a modest improvement were suffering from the more permanent version of the condition. It's also a possibility because of the fact that the subjects were all young students taken from the school's information science courses and likely spend a lot of time in front of computers, that this is what the whole issue was.
Makes sense.
However, it still worked. So even though there were only a couple of, people that this was affected on,
Yeah.
it generated a fair bit of optimism. So online comments going, this is amazing. I'll buy VR if this is released. A doctor on YouTube said that it can't be reversed, so what's going on? This won't help people with genetic short-sightedness because their eyes are naturally misaligned. This makes sense since it forces you to focus. They say even the 3DS had benefits. It sounds like people who only recently became short-sighted have a chance. So the researchers obviously say that more work is needed to further verify the results to determine if it's simply a remedy for pseudomyopia or if benefits to regular myopia are occurring as well. However, it's a pretty good indication that if people are going to be actually healing their eyes, whether it's just from stress or strain, that this is a really good idea. And, it saves you from surgery.
I think that's really cool.
So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing additional information on this.
Agreed. All right. Now that we got that out the way, I think we should wrap it up. And we are able to do everything within the time limit. And before we get out of here, let me say, hey, Mako-chan. Mako-chan.
Yes.
Yeah. I did go to a maid cafe.
Yeah.
And I got the omurice.
Good.
And it was delicious. And I got my picture with one of the maids.
Nice.
And like the little membership card. Say what?
Did they draw cute ketchup hearts on it?
Yes, they did. Yeah, we went to At Home Cafe, which is really nice. So I'll probably go back to the next one when we go back out there. And yes, I did buy 4 more bags of my favorite coffee, and I'm explaining to one of the people that work there who's translating it in Japanese, wondering who is this guy Jean coming in for 4 bags of their mild blend. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have like their point card, so I'll definitely keep hold of that. And I have 3 different tap cards. So you have the JR trains, and then you have the local trains, and then you have like the private city lines. But each different like area of Japan has their own tap card, like Pasmo, Ioka, Suica, and it doesn't matter which one you get because they're all interchangeable no matter what. So I think that's really cool. So I wanted to bring that up earlier, but I totally forgot. But there it is. I do have pictures of the food, and it was really delicious. And yeah, I think I averaged about 15,000 steps a day. So I did do my fair share of eating. And what was cool is we went to this one seafood restaurant where you had to fish your own dinner out. I thought that was kind of cool. And then they prepared however you want it. So we had sushi style, sashimi style. The last fish we got, I said, let's get it grilled. You'll love it that way. And it was delicious. Sea bream is very good. All right, enough about that. I think it's time for us to hurry up and wrap it up and call it a night.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I just want to say we had a couple of raids on tonight's show, so thank you to Orange Right and Racer X for the raids. We really appreciate that. Y'all are awesome. So, I know we got that cool stuff out the way. If you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're going to tell you straight up. If you have any questions about the show, please drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to check out this week's podcast and older podcasts on our feeds. You can find Anime Jam Session on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, YouTube, anywhere where podcasts are available. Some sites have the option to leave reviews. If you could, please leave a review. We greatly appreciate that. So, there is that. Please don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com. On our website, you will find our weekly podcast, but you'll also find cosplay tips and trips, cosplay interviews, anime reviews, editorials. You'll find links to our YouTube page and Facebook page of convention coverage and cosplay coverage. All that and a lot more you can find at animejamsession.com. And please follow us on our social media pages. It's Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. So to everybody that follows us on our different sites, thank you so much. We really couldn't do the show without you, and we want to definitely hear from you. And down below is our tip jar. So if you click on our links to our Stream Elements, our Streamlabs, or our Ko-Fi, you can send us a few dollars. We really appreciate that. It'll keep the lights on for another month. You can also cheer us on with bits in the chat room, which is great. We appreciate that. And you can also sub to the channel and also give out gift subs as well. Every little bit counts, and we really appreciate that. So now we got that all out the way. Last words, Ari. Can't hear you, buddy.
I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a tube shoved down my throat tomorrow.
That'll probably be me next month, something like that. Because it's time for that colonoscopy. Oh, yeah, that's going in the other direction. Ouch. Anywho, Mako-chan, last words.
I will be going to my room to read.
More smut, huh?
No, it's actually not smut.
I'm just as shocked as everybody else is on the show.
Ha ha ha.
My last words. I bought a new laundry bag. So is this what adulting is like? Yeah, and that is it. End of list. We're getting out of here. See you all next week. We'll be back with a brand new episode. We'll tell you about Kamea-con, our one-day trip out there, and all that, and then some. So, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!